Hello everybody, welcome to the Steckline Report. Out in a field that should be nice and starting to get red heads, and in fact there's a few heads coming here, folks, but we're in drought country. There isn't any doubt about that. Right in the middle of about a 24 or 25 state area that is in the worst drought condition they've been in several years. This is a pretty good example of what Milo looks like here in southern Kansas. And as you go across these states in southern United States, you're seeing a lot of this or worse. I'll be honest about it. People haven't received more than an inch of rain in I don't know how many places in this part of the country. And what is it going to do to agriculture? That's our first concern. And I think today I want to talk a little bit about the livestock industry, because we did have a mid-year cattle inventory report out of USDA recently. It showed that we were down 1.4% again in total numbers of cattle and calves in this country as of July 1. And you see, that's about the 8th or 9th year, maybe 10, that we've been down across the board at least 1%, sometimes 2. Now, that's a general decline in the cattle business. Listen to this. We have the lowest mid-year inventory since 1973, when they first started keeping track of how many cattle we had in this country. So we're down at an all-time low, and this, my friends, is going to cause it to go much lower. How much lower? That's the billion-dollar question. If we knew the answer to that, boys, we'd be making a lot of money. But we better start thinking about it. And when I say we, it's not just the cattle people. That's not just the agricultural people. It's the consumers, it's the retailers, it's the slaughtering facilities. Everybody in this chain will be affected, I think, by what's happening out here, the burning up of crops. We're burning up pasture like we've never seen before in our life. We're moving cattle into the auction barns all across Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas. You can just go to all those states and you can see the auctions running 2-3 times bigger than they normally do at this time of the year. The satellite auctions, unbelievable numbers. Folks, interesting numbers coming out of USDA. It confirms what we knew for a good long time, that our cattle numbers were going down. 5% fewer cattle in the U.S. than in 2000, 11% fewer than 15 years ago, and that's not taking into consideration anything that's happening during this drought. Now, we're reducing our cow herd, there isn't any doubt about that. I did notice that we don't have nearly as many heifers on feed in our feedlots as we do steers. That would normally say we're kind of keeping those heifers back for cows. I don't know if we are or not. I don't know what we're going to feed them. In fact, the January through June cow slaughter number out of Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arkansas, Louisiana was up 13.5% from just a year ago. And that, friends, is because there's nothing to feed them. In this part of the country, we've got people moving cattle all over this nation, and some of them are going to the sale barns, some of them are trying to get to other places where there is some feed. For example, in Nebraska, we just heard that the Nebraska Cattlemen's Association is putting together a website and information concerning people who have grass for lease or any type of forage for sale, to get that word to the people that need it. We need more of that around the country, no doubt about that. But the southern United States has got a big deal happening at this particular time, and I think it's transforming into something that scares me to death. One of them is, what's it going to do to consumers' attitudes at the grocery stores? I got to tell you, we're already seeing $12, $13, $15 a pound steaks. If it gets much higher, I'm afraid we're going to change the habits of the consumer. She'll go to something cheaper, or he will, at the grocery store. That's a natural. And when they do, it's hard to get them to come back. So this cattle market is something that needs to be watched. And I hope you'll watch the Steckline Report. Stay tuned for the next time around.